Welcome to Werks. Today's video will be the final part in a 4-part series of a DIY turntable display for photography purposes that has 3 3D printed parts, 1 microwave motor, 2 screws which are M5 by 0.8mm by 30mm long, and standard M5 nuts, 1 turntable, 2 wood screws, and a rubber band for the wheel. Here's a view of the finished turntable. Here's a screenshot of the microwave motor. Here is a view of the electrical cord I used. This is a screenshot of the turntable used in the project. Here's a screenshot of the socket head cap screws. Here is a view of the sheet metal screws I used in the project. And finally, here's a screenshot of the nuts that I used. Here's a view of me attaching the microwave motor and cord to the motor mount. I didn't record the soldering of the electrical cord to the microwave motor. Here's the process that I performed. I used flux to clean the electrical cord ends and the terminals on the microwave motor, soldered the electrical cord ends to the terminals, and then used heat shrink to wrap the connections. I then connected and tested to make sure the connections were good and the motor worked. I used the sheet metal screws to attach the assembly to the motor mount. The screws threaded in without any issue, and I tightened them enough to secure the microwave motor to the motor mount. I designed all the 3D parts using FreeCAD and will make them available on Thingiverse and Things. If you decide to use the models to make the 3D printed parts, measure first to make sure everything will fit your turntable and microwave motor. The turntable drive model was printed with no issues using my Creality CR10 and PLA material. Here's a view of the drive wheel with the rubber band installed. This is a view of the turntable from the bottom and shows the installation of the motor mount and the clamp to the turntable stem. I initially tightened the assembly enough to hold it in place, and will do the final tightening of the motor mount clamp assembly after the installation of the drive wheel. The drive wheel is installed and the motor mount clamp assembly is tightened enough to hold it in place and keep the drive wheel engaged onto the movable part of the turntable stem. Here's a view of the completed turntable assembly in action. The turntable works pretty well, and when I get into my new shop, I'll make another video to show how to make a background wrap around the turntable. The turntable model parts printed really well and the parts assembled without issue. I have refined the original prototype to overcome some issues such as assembling the clamp to the motor mount with slots for nuts which didn't keep the pressure from the drive wheel on the turntable base. That issue resulted in the stalling of the turntable. I looked for a DIY turntable and seen some good ones, but none I really liked, so I designed and made my own turntable. I think the results have been pretty good, and here are a few prints to demonstrate the turntable. The turntable will definitely look better with a background surround to highlight the parts that are displayed on it. Thanks for watching Werks, and please subscribe, like, and comment.